Oh, yeah, they can hear you because we're live tonight from the St. John's Verl Heap Gymnasium. It is February 4th, and we're excited to be here tonight for this amazing game. The St. John's Redskins versus the Round Valley Elks. This is a home game for the Redskins. We're going to have introductions here just a second, but before we do, I want to talk about the coaches real quick. Coaches for the Round Valley Elks, Mr. Travis Hinton, and his assistant coach is his dad, Mr. Terry Hinton. Wow, what a great combination right there. They're also joined by Ron Mortensen and Ryan Marble. That rounds out the coaches for the Round Valley Elks. Went up and talked to them last night. Just a great group of coaches, a great bunch of guys. We've got the starters tonight for your Round Valley Elks, the visiting team. So they're going to get their starters introduced first. They're going to run through the line. Coach Rusty Oaks down there doing a great job tonight. Your starter tonight, number 4, Colby Eager. He's a junior. You got number 10, that's Riley Hamlin, a junior for the Elks. And then, of course, number 12, that's Troyson Merrill. He's a freshman for the Elks. And coming out is number 14, Taven Bevel. He's a senior. I want to talk about him more during the game. And number 23, Owen Young, a junior. That rounds out the starting 5 for your Round Valley Elks tonight. And for the St. John's Redskins, playing for Coach Rusty Oaks, you got number 15, that's Kyron Lee. He's a 5'9" senior for the Redskins. Of course, number 22 is coming out. That's Justin Burt. He's a 5'9" junior. And then number 23, Graham Nelson, a 6'3" senior. Number 24, the Matrix, Preston Wilson, a 6-foot junior. And rounding it out tonight is number 30, Mr. Wyatt Cox. He is the 6-foot senior for the Redskins. If you've got headwear on, take it off, put your hand on your heart, stand up while we have the national anthem for the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. And that's being sung tonight by one of our very own. So huge congratulations to her, Miss TJ Little.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reclaim, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, let's get this game started. Huge thank you to Miss TJ Little, one of our own, singing the national anthem. She sounds amazing. Put her on The Voice. Put her on TV. She's awesome. As we get this started tonight, our officials for tonight are it looks like we're going to have Jonah Beach, Randall Allen, and TJ Ortega. Those are our 3 officials for tonight. Coming to you live, I'm Michael Bywhiding, one of your announcers tonight. We hope to bring you a great game, joined by my beautiful wife, Miss Joy Whiting. Great to be here. Before we get the jump start, I just want to say a huge thank you to Judge Mike Latham, Paul Hancock, Victor Chavez, and JB Engler. They run the loft. They make this whole production happen. That jump is won by number 12. That's Troyson Merrill. He's a freshman. Great jumps right there, and he wins it. St. John's ends up with the ball. And as we start out, number 22 tries to throw it inside Justice Burt. It's stolen by the Elks. They bring it down. You got it over to number 10. And it looks like got it out to 14. Taven Bevel with the ball up top. He's got the shooting sleeve on the right arm. He gets it into the freshman, number 12, Troyson Merrill. Great turnaround right there from the free throw line. The Elks get the first 2 points of the game. Preston, the Matrix Wilson, drives around under the baseline, dishes the ball up. Back to Graham Nilsson. Posting up underneath. Round Valley's running a zone. Looks like a 1-2-2, Coach Whiting. What are you seeing right
yes,
there?
a 1-2-2.
Okay.
Round Valley's playing 1-2-2. Looks like St. John's trying to penetrate the paint a little bit. Nice shot by Preston Wilson.
Preston Wilson, the Matrix, with a nice three-pointer Shazam from the left wing right there. Gets it in. St. John's run a little bit of a half-court press, just some pressure up the middle, trying to get the ball away. Round Valley gets it across the half-court line. That's a great shot right there by number 10 for the Elks, Riley Hamlin. It just comes up a little bit long. Tyron Bevel pushes it up underneath to Riley Hamlin and brings it back to Tyron, who gets it underneath to number 12, Troyson Merrill, the big freshman. Just barely misses. A little bit long. So Kyron Lee brings it back down. Number 15, he's a 5'9 senior for the Redskins and gets it back over to Preston Wilson, the Matrix, who kicks it over to Justice Burt, getting a start tonight. Justice Burt, the 5'9 junior, he gets the start. Kyron Lee leads the team in three-pointers. He puts up that shot and it's short. Justice Burt off the front of the rim. Graham Nelson gets the rebound. Justice Burt kicks it back out to the Matrix. And it looks like Graham Nelson's going to take a nice three-pointer that comes off the front of the rim, and Taven Bevel with the rebound right there. He brings it up all the way around, goes up strong to the glass. It barely comes out, and Graham Nelson tips it up front, and that's where Justice Burt takes the shot. And it's off the glass, but
nice
the Matrix gets it.
Preston.
Thought he was going to dunk that almost on the follow-up, but he gets it. Looked like his head was going to hit the rim. Poor kid's going to knock himself out to start the game. And Round Valley gets the ball, brings it back down.
Looks like St. John's is also playing a 1-2-2 tonight. Preston Wilson with the steal.
Well, you know, Preston Wilson gets a steal, and don't feel bad if Preston Wilson picks your pocket or steals the ball. He leads the state of Arizona in steals. That's all divisions. So 1 through 6A, Preston Wilson leads the state. He's actually 5th in the entire nation in steals. You heard that right. In the entire United States of America, there's only 4 kids that have more steals than the Matrix Preston Wilson, which is why he earned his nickname, the Matrix. He makes that shot right there and puts his team up 5-2. Almost gets his second steal of the night.
Preston Wilson has all 5 points for St. John's tonight as well.
So the Matrix, nice job right there by number 14, Taven Bevel, as he takes it strong to the inside right there. Good position. Draws the foul on number 23, Graham Nilsson. You're going to hear me talk about Taven Bevel a little bit tonight, Coach. He right there, you're looking at him on the foul line.
It was very athletic of him.
Kid right there just willed his team and was a massive part of their state championship this year for Coach Marcus Bell and the Round Valley Elks. Can't say enough good things about his toughness and his heart. So I expect that he'll have a great game tonight, and he will not quit. So he takes that second shot. He scores that as well. It's 5-3. St. John's up by 2, and there's 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in this opening period. That's a nice grab right there by Wyatt Cox, who gets it to Graham Nilsson. Oh, nice pass by Graham Nilsson underneath. Good thinking. Justice Burt just couldn't quite hold on to it.
So Preston Wilson taking the ball out of bounds for St. John's to Graham Nilsson. Graham with the shot. Nice shot. Rebound by Kyron Lee. Put back by Kyron Lee.
How about Kyron Lee? Number 15, the 5'9 senior, one of the shortest guys on the floor, gets the rebound up underneath, goes back up and scores for the Redskins. And you're going to get number 30, Wyatt Cox, called for a foul. Looked like on number 12. And I've got him as a freshman. That's Troyson Merrill. I've got number 12. I've got him on the agenda right here as a freshman. So good for him to be out there hustling, doing a great job tonight so far. Working hard. Great shot right there by number 23. That's Owen Young. He's a junior just off the front of the rim. But the ball is taken back by Riley Hamlin. And underneath to the big freshman who almost gets the shot, Owen Young comes up with a strong rebound, barely misses underneath, and Graham Nilsson comes away with the ball. So as Justice Burt brings it back up the floor, you look up at the score, 7-3.
You know, Round Valley moved the ball really well to be able to pull that shot off. Just didn't quite end up. Oh, nice shot.
Justice Burt, number 22, a 5'9 junior for the Redskins, puts it in from right up top of the arch for 3 points. Nothing but net for him. St. John's up 10-3 to start this. Man, that's a nice pass right there by number 12, the freshman, underneath to number 4, Colby Eager, who gets a nice shot. Nice shot there by Troyson Merrill to Colby Eager for the score. Man, that was a good pass by the freshman.
Again, nice ball movement by Round Valley, being able to pull that shot off. That time it went in, so good job. St. John's moving the ball, trying to get it into Graham Nelson, which they do.
Graham right there from the right hash gets it in. 12-5. St. John's is up. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go to start this first period. And there is Taven Bevel. Gets the pass underneath to the big freshman with a nice shot by Tyson Merrill. Man, this big freshman is impressive right now tonight. Just a beautiful shot. He comes away with a steal again.
Troyson Merrill
with the steal. Gets it back to him right there on the right baseline. He's looking to score again, and he draws the foul.
That's Graham Nelson's second foul, and it's still the first quarter.
That's a big story right there. Graham Nelson is just an integral part of this team. I mean, an integral part of this team. So out comes most of, in fact, all of the starting 5 coach. And so into the game right now is Brady Overson, Nick Patterson, Joseph Bushman, and then, of course, we've got number 11, Dion Perry and Ryan Lucero into the game. So a 5-5 switch right there. Coach Oakes doing something I haven't seen him do this year. He takes out 5 and puts in 5.
Yeah, that's something we've not seen Coach Oakes do so far this year.
Yeah, it looks like we're in.
But we've got fresh legs.
If you look, nice shot there by the freshman.
Nice
Troyson Merrill almost gets another bucket, just a little bit long off that side. I like that he's hustling back down the floor, too. A lot of times big men don't get down fast, but, man, Troyson Merrill's getting down the floor, doing a great job. All right, so Round Valley's almost running a 3-2. Sometimes looks like a 1-2-2, and other times looks like a 3-2.
Well, they have that top man dropping in just a little bit, but I think the intention is to put pressure on the ball.
Did you see Nicholas Patterson right there?
Good move by Nicholas Patterson.
6-foot junior. He went strong to the hole, came up underneath with the right hand and scored. Man, great move there by Nicholas Patterson. Putting a little pressure on the ball. Here comes Taven Bevel. He goes right by Nicholas Patterson. Barely misses the lay-in. Slaps the rebound back to number 23, Owen Young, who gets blocked, and the ball goes out by Brady Overson. So Round Valley is going to get the ball back. Taven Bevel's going to take it out. Coming into the game for Round Valley is Caden Pizzaz and number 33, Anders Cavell, I think is how I said it, or Cavelli, I'm not sure. He's actually Norwegian. I believe he's from Norway. He is a foreign exchange student, number 33. That's a nice shot right there by number 10. Riley Hamlin with a big shot from the right wing for the three-pointer. Brings the Elks within 4. It's 14-10. Dion Perry with an erratic pass over the top. Number 10 comes up with it, gets it down to Taven Bevel. Taven Bevel, my bad. Taven Bevel back for an almost three-pointer by number 10, Riley Hamlin. Rebound again. That's to the big freshman, Troyson Merrill. Troyson Merrill with another basket from the left baseline. Nice shot right there. St. John's having a little bit of a hard time getting it up the floor against this pressure, but underneath to Nicholas Patterson, who almost scores, comes off the front of the rim. St. John's putting some pressure on the ball. Being brought up the floor right now by Caden Puzas. Caden Puzas is down. He's going to take a shot from that right corner off the baseline, and number 3 puts it down and gives a lead to the Round Valley Elks for the first time this game by a point, 15-14. The Elks are ahead. Ryan Lucero with the ball gets it back over to Dion Perry, and if it wasn't touched, it's going to be called backcourt on St. John's, which is a turnover.
You know, this looks like a new combination of players we haven't seen so far this year out on the floor for St. John's. They look a little bit unsure about where they're going, what to do with the ball. So Kyron Lee is checked back into the game.
Yeah, checks back in for Ryan Lucero.
Yes.
So you got one of your shortest guys on the team checks in for one of your tallest. Round Valley, still the big freshman takes a shot, comes off the top of the backboard. They don't call it out of bounds, even though it went off the top, but it ends up going out on its own, so St. John's gets the ball. So on the floor right now, St. John's has got Kyron Lee and Dion Perry. Gets a nice pass up to Joseph Bushman, who's going to get fouled by number 33. That's Anders Kavli. Kavli. And I apologize for not saying that the right way, but that's what I've got. I'm just going to call him Anders, number 33 Anders. He gets called for the foul right there. That's his first. 3 team fouls for St. John's, 2 for Round Valley. Dion Perry gets over to Joseph Bushman, and the big freshman, Troyson Merrill, knocks it out of bounds. trying to go underneath to Nicholas Patterson.
Joseph Bushman with the ball out of bounds. Looking for his big guy inside again.
He almost got it underneath to Nicholas Patterson. Ball gets stolen. Here comes Traven Bevel with a nice pass to number 3, Caden Puzas. Caden Puzas. I hope I'm saying that right. P-U-Z-A-S, coach. Puzas has a great lane right there from a nice pass from Taven Bevel. And Round Valley is up by 3 points. There's only 41 seconds to go. And this game has started quick and fast. Round Valley up by 3, 17. St. John's is 14. And, man, you can just feel the excitement in here right now. The gym's packed. If you're looking for a seat, I guess you better sit in your car or in your living room and watch live on Legacy Teen Productions. So we've got Legacy Team Productions bringing this to us live. A huge thank you right now to Victor Chavez and Mr. J.B. Engler for making this happen. They're up here running the cameras, the sound booth, and they've got 4 great assistants tonight. Joe Holden, Caden Castleberry, my man, Antonio Kinlich. It's good to have him back. We're praying for his family with some medical issues. And then
looks like
Ethan Owens.
Went down.
But, man, that was great right there by Round Valley. Did you see that, Coach? Great movement up on the ball. You got your state championship quarterback, Mr. Taven Bevel, making it happen out there, getting the foul. So he's going to go to the line, and he is going to get 2 shots. I'm sorry, just 1. Coach, what are you seeing on defense right now from both of these teams?
You know, both teams are playing aggressive. Nobody in foul trouble, though. Not a lot of turnovers. And Round Valley moving the ball very well, breaking down St. John's defense. They're both playing a zone defense. And Round Valley taking advantage of that, moving the ball well.
So nice passing. Taven Bevel goes cross court. The ball is missed, a little off on it, brings it back up, and the ball's almost thrown away. But Brady Overson, nice job recovering there and gets it to Kyron Lee, who's looking the defense over. Kind of back to that 1-2-2. 1-2-2. Goes underneath to Brady Overson. Draws strong and scores at the buzzer right there. So Mr. Brady Overson, he's the leading scorer on the team and the leading rebounder. He gets those points right there as the buzzer rings. 3-point game. Round Valley up. Very nice play so far. Very impressed with both of these teams. Let me give you a scoring recap real quick for St. John's. Kyron Lee has 2. Brady Overson with 2. Nick Patterson with 2. Justice Burt has a 2. Graham Nilsson with 2. And Preston Wilson, the Matrix, leads all scores for St. John's with 4. Going over to Round Valley, Caden Puzaz, he has 4. Colby Eager has 2. Riley Hamlin hit that nice 3-pointer. And then Taven Bevel has 3 points himself. Leading scorer, Troyson Merrill. Wow, the big freshman tonight has 7. Couple of buckets and then he's got 3. So that's where we're at right now. These 2 teams doing a great job. It's a rivalry game. And so, you know anything, if you know basketball, rivalry games, you can throw all the records out the window because these guys are playing for all the marbles right now, Coach.
Yes, and both teams hustling hard and playing for it all, scrapping on the ball, shooting the ball well. Round Valley's shooting the ball very well, moving it quickly and getting their shots off quick. St. John's having a little trouble getting the ball inside. I think they're wanting to get the ball into Brady Overson and Nick Patterson, having a little bit of a struggle doing that. But when they do, the big men have converted and done well so far. And Round Valley throws the ball away on the inbounds play, so it'll be St. John's ball. Deion Perry went after the ball.
So Troyson Merrill, the big freshman, he's out. The end of the game, we've got number 33, of course, and also number 4 for Round Valley, Colby Eager, down underneath for him. Graham Nelson's back in the game for St. John's, number 23. Deion Perry, Brady Overson, the Matrix, Preston Wilson, of course, Nicholas Patterson. That's your starting 5 for St. John's. It's stolen. The Matrix throws it still, which doesn't happen very often. He gets the ball back, pokes it out of bounds, and it's going to go Round Valley's way.
Now, St. John's looks like they're trying to force the ball into that high post, not doing a great job at it, scrambling for the ball, turning it over. But now Round Valley has the ball, inbounding it to a turnover.
Graham Nilsson gets the turnover, ball comes right to him. He dribbles down the lane. He tries to get it into Brady Overson, who's flashing through. He can't quite pick up the pass. And Nicholas Patterson with a nice pass right there. Nicholas Patterson could have tried to score, but he had a man on him. And as a beautiful pass by Nicholas Patterson to see the floor and get it over to Brady Overson, and he scores. So they're only St. John's down by 1, 18-19, just starting this second period. And for some reason, Oh, Deion Perry. I thought he got called for a foul. They got number 4 down in the corner, Colby Eager, and I thought Deion Perry's getting called for a foul, but it's a jump ball. St. John's away with the possession arrow, and Deion Perry brings it back up the floor, back over to Preston Wilson, who gets it across the floor up to Graham Nilsson on the top. So Roundbelly's now in that 1-2-2. Preston Wilson driving on the left side, looking for some coverage, gets it into Brady Overson. They're fighting for the ball. Number 10, Riley Hamlin comes away with it, takes it back up the court, and loses it out of bounds. So
St. John's back on defense again.
Right. Now, the records for these two teams, Coach, St. John's is 11-4, normal league play. Round Valley is 5-10. So a little bit difference in the records here, but Round Valley has just come out on fire. They're hustling, they're working hard, and their best. And Deion Perry's going to get credited with a steal right there as he gets the ball away down there on the baseline.
So Deion Perry at the point trying to figure out the offense. Brady Overson gets pushed.
That's a nice pass down there on the inside. Deion Perry trying to get the junior for the Elks. That's his first foul tonight. There's 14 fouls for St. John's, and there's 3 team fouls for the Elks.
Underneath to Brady Overson and uses the glass, goes up strong and scores.
So Brady Overson puts his team back on top by 1 point. Brady Overson's a great little shot right there underneath, 20-19. The Elks, you're going to see a shot right here from the big freshman, and Brady Overson felt like it was a clean block on the big freshman, Troyson Merrill, but he gets called for the foul. So that's going to be the second foul on Brady Overson, and Troyson Merrill is going to go to the line. I don't have a height on Troyson Merrill, but if I had to guess, Coach Whiting, I'd say he's 6'6". I've got Brady Overson down.
He's up there.
I've got Brady Overson down as 6'4", and he looks at least an inch or two taller than Brady Overson. So I'm going to go with, let's say, 6'6" for the night. His first shot is in, ties up the game, and he gives the Elks the lead again, 21-22.
Troyson Merrill with some nice, pretty free throws.
Just some
nice form.
Nice form. Good rotation on the ball.
Yes.
Nice arch. Elbow up underneath the wrist. I mean, just a very nice shot.
You don't usually see a young, tall player shoot the ball that well.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Deion Perry
what?
Off the glass.
When I used to win pool tournaments, we had to call our shots like that, and I think Deion Perry just called his off the glass for 3 points. So it'll count on the call.
Nice rebound by Nick Patterson.
With a great rebound.
Oh, he gets called on a jump.
Going to call a jump ball, so it goes to the Redskins. You're not going to get the ball away from Nicholas Patterson. As I've said before, he's the strongest kid in the history of St. John's in all the big strength lifts, like deadlift and whatnot.
Looks like St. John's is still playing a zone defense.
Mr. Hamlin back over to Owen Young. Nice shot right there from the left wing by Owen Young. Gets 2 points for his team. Brady Overson looking up high. Nicholas Patterson underneath, right to Brady Overson through the lane. He's going to draw the foul, and I think that's going to be on Troyson Merrill, the big freshman, number 12. Nope, that's going to be on number 23, Mr. Owen Young. So it's going to be the second foul on Owen Young, 5 for St. John's, 4 for Round Valley, team fouls wise, and Brady Overson is going to go to the line to shoot right now. And like I said earlier, Brady Overson's the leading scorer and the leading rebounder on this team. His favorite movie, Hot Rod, because it's really funny, he said. So he's out there playing like a hot rod. He's doing a good job. His favorite team is ASU and the Phoenix Suns because he says that's what I grew up watching, and so he loves those two teams.
Arizona teams.
So there he goes. Another free throw for Brady Overson. It looks like, do we have a lane violation right
Somebody
there?
did a lane violation. I'm not sure if it was Brady or one of his teammates.
Speaking of nice shots, Brady Overson right there on his
foul.
Nice shots. He had very nice foul shots. Brady Overson, nice form, got both of them down. One didn't count because of that. Nice drive right there.
Nice rejection, too.
By Colby Eager, but he gets rejected by Brady Overson out of bounds. So instead of getting called for a foul, Brady Overson gets the block. Ball goes out of bounds. And Taven Bevel is going to bring it in for the Elks.
We have a 1-point lead by St. John's. It's a tight game tonight. Both teams working hard. Down on the floor, scrapping after the ball. Preston Wilson ends up with it.
And of course, Preston Wilson ends up with the ball. He's got magnet hands. We could call him Magnet too, or Magneto. He's got a few nicknames. But Graham Nilsson trying to get under Nicholas Patterson, who gets double teamed, gets the ball up just off the front. Ball's bouncing around. And of course, Preston Wilson's going to come up with the ball. Fancy
nice
handling.
Quick hands. Graham Nilsson was going to drive or shoot. Got it into Brady. Almost a turnover, though. Preston Wilson ends up back with it. I'd like to see St. John's move the ball and know what they're doing on offense. But nice.
Dion Perry
nice
with
trigger by Dion.
A little bit overshot right there.
St. John's looking a little unsure about where they wanted to set up that offense. And looks like we have a foul called on number 14.
Well, our officials tonight, as I said, is Jonah Beach, Randall Allen, and TJ Ortega. Gentlemen, thank you for being here and officiating this contest. You guys are doing a great job so far, and a huge thank you for doing it. It's not easy being an official, and these guys are doing a really good job here tonight. So thanks for making the trip out to this nice rivalry game. We've got a tight game, 24-23. St. John's just up by 1. Well, we've got right there Dion Perry keeping it up top, doing a good job keeping it top, by the way, moving the ball around. St. John's looking for that opening. And Nicholas Patterson up at that high post.
Nice high post passing to Brady Overson.
That's where Brady Overson gets around. And, of course, Preston Wilson. Preston Wilson just comes up with the rebound.
Dion Perry with the head fake. But Preston takes the shot. Nice three-pointer by Preston Wilson.
So the Matrix takes the shot. St. John's is up by 4, 27-23. Underneath to the big freshman, Troyson Merrill, with a nice turnaround 2-point. And I'll tell you something about Troyson Merrill. He's having a great game tonight. You're going to be surprised what his favorite class is in school, Coach Whiting. It's volleyball.
Oh.
He loves PE and volleyball. Man, doesn't he look like he'd be a great men's volleyball player?
He would really do well.
I mean, he's built for men's volleyball. Right underneath to number 33. That's Anders, and he gets called for traveling. So that goes in. St. John's is going to take the ball out.
Dion Perry dribbling through a trap and getting the ball across half court down to Brady Overson. But does not make the shot.
Man, that was a nice pass up underneath. Just couldn't get it to fall.
But St. John's did end up with the ball. Looks like Round Valley hit it out. Preston Wilson's going to take it out of bounds. Get it to Nick Patterson. Back to Preston Wilson with the shot. A little long, but Brady Overson ends up with the rebound.
Doesn't get it. Brady tries for the rebound. The ball goes out of bounds off Preston Wilson, and so Round Valley is going to get the ball back. Now, when that happens, we've got just a little under 3 minutes to go here in the second half. A very tight game. Good game, by the way. St. John's just up by 2. Preston Wilson out on top. Up underneath to number 33. And Anders gets called for travel. He picked up that pivot foot. And, of course, he got called for travel right there. So St. John's gets the ball back with 2:45 to go. They're down by 2. Preston Wilson brings the ball back across the half-court line. Gets it into Brady Overson. Back underneath.
Preston Wilson with the ball, driving the baseline to Nick Patterson. And Nick drawing the foul and making the shot.
Nicholas Patterson with the big, strong move up underneath. Draws the foul. 29-25. So Nicholas Patterson has a chance to put his team up right now by 5 points. And Nicholas Patterson is doing a great job this game. You know what his favorite movie is? Ford versus Ferrari, right? He says, who doesn't like a racing movie? Man, Nicholas, I agree with you. Ford versus Ferrari, any racing movie is a great movie. So Nicholas misses that one shot he had. St. John's still up by 4. Graham Nilsson trying to go for the steal against Taven Bevel, but he keeps the ball and gets it over to Anders, who kicks it back up to the big freshman, but it's stolen by Graham Nilsson on the takeaway with Dion Perry bringing it up the court. Dion Perry gets it back over to Brady Overson, and that is a beautiful pass. Brady Overson, nice vision. Could have taken that shot, Coach, right there from the foul line. Saw Nicholas Patterson underneath on the right side, dumped it off. Here comes Graham Nilsson on the fast break. Traven Bevel almost gets the steal. Back to Brady Overson again, and the ball is called out. Anders does a nice job getting his hand in there and slapping the ball away from Brady Overson. So Anders gets the ball. It's turned over to Round Valley. 1:49 to go in this game. Checking in is Caden Puzas. He checks in, number 3 for the Elks. He's going to take the ball out, and waiting for the inbounds pass is Taven Bevel and number 10, Riley Hamblin. So it looks like St. John's has gone into a zone here, Coach, almost a 1-2-2 type zone. Anders takes the shot from 3. It's a little long over the top, and Traven Bevel with a nice rebound up underneath. He gets it to Anders again, who tries to make the pass to the great freshman. Ends up in the hands of Caden Puzas, who goes over, and we're going to get the jump ball off that.
St. John's ball with that jump ball. Kyron is going to take the ball out of bounds. Round Valley is putting on a full court press.
Yeah, nice idea here. Slow the game down a little bit. The Matrix, of course, gets the ball. The Matrix drives, makes a nice pass to Brady Overson, but goes right through the hands of Brady Overson. A little hot on the pass, but 120. Preston Wilson looking for another steal. You got to watch out when he tries to steal the ball, because that guy will get it done. The big freshman takes a shot, almost just barely short off the glass. And Anders, number 33, is going to get called for the foul on Graham Nilsson. Graham Nilsson had great position right there, and Graham Nilsson's got a huge vertical.
I think that puts us into or St. John's into a 1-and-1.
Right? So Graham with the vertical gets up. He's going to go to the line. St. John's up by 6. Graham has a chance to increase the lead to 8. Graham Nilsson is a great free throw shooter, super athletic player. And checking into the game is Jaden Cisco. Jaden Cisco is a sophomore for the Elks. He comes in to get down there on the block against Brady Overson for the rebound. Graham Nelson with the first of a one-on-one right through the net. Nice form. Nice elbow up underneath, rotation, wrist snap. Good job there by Graham Nelson. So it's 32-25. Graham Nelson taking the second of a one-on-one. Comes short off the rim, and the big freshman, Troyson Merrill, gets the rebound, kicks it over to his state champion quarterback, Taven Bevel, and it goes back over to Hamlin, who pushes it off to the freshman. Underneath to Jaden Cisco. He gets blocked by Brady Overson.
I believe that's the third block of the night by Brady Overson.
Yeah, Brady Overson is just having a clinic on how to block people. He's blocked all 3 big men for the Elks so far tonight. Draws the jump ball. Round Valley keeps on the possession arrow.
Looks like Nicholas Patterson's limping pretty good off the court right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an ankle or a knee. By the way, he's limping. It looks like a knee. But Casey Heap, who is an MD and a volunteer assistant, is down there talking to Nick Patterson. So you can't have better medical help than that. Jaden Cisco almost comes up with the ball, but finally Kyron Lee gets it and brings it back up the court. So with 43 seconds to go here in the second period, St. John's is up 32-25. Looking underneath for Brady Overson. It goes out of bounds and it goes to the Elks. So the ball goes to the Elks. Going to be taken out of bounds by Caden. Caden throws it in, gets it over to the state champion quarterback, Mr. Taven Bevel. And the Redskins put on a little pressure as the Elks move it back up the floor. Textbook movement on the break of press. Very nice. Caden Bevel is going to get called for an offensive foul. The ref coming over right now. He's saying it was on. Yeah, that's going to be on Taven Bevel, number 14. So he only gets his first foul, so that's not a bad thing. No foul trouble for him. Redskins take the ball back up the court with 20 seconds to go here in the half. A dish off, and Kyron Lee, the three-point leader for this team, misses just in and out.
Joseph Bushman is checked in for St. John's on the court now.
You're going to see a shot right here from the big freshman. Comes off the backboard. Taven Bevel off the glass. Taven Bevel scores 2 points as time runs out. Puts his team behind by 5. Nice job right there by the state champion quarterback to come in and make that play right at the buzzer. So a little recap here. St. John's is 32. Round Valley is 27. A great game so far for the rivalry as the teams go into the locker room. I'm going to give you a quick update on the points that have been scored. St. John's right now, Dion Perry has got 2 points. Kyron Lee has 2 points. Brady Overson with 7 points. Nicholas Patterson having a great game with 6 points. Justice Burr hit that nice jumper from the top for 2. Graham Nelson has 3 points. And Preston Wilson leading the St. John's Redskins scores with 9. Jumping over to the Round Valley side, Mr. Owen Young has 2 points. Taven Bevel has 3 points. Nice shot by him to close the half out. Troyson Merrill, the big freshman, leading all scores with 13 points. And then you've got Riley Hamlin with that great three-pointer he hit. Colby Eager's got 2 points, and Caden Puzas has 4 points. So nice spread of scoring by both teams. everybody getting into the action here a little bit has at least a basket or two, and that leaves us with a really nice, close game. Now, if you're watching the live broadcast, you're going to see Miss Tara Crosby bring out her dance crew. She does an amazing job with these girls. She always has awesome dancers, so it's going to be great to get to watch this.
So they're lined up with some precision this time. Smiling, waving at the crowd.
Do that. Good job, girls. Looking great out there. Miss Tara Crosby and all of her assistants and helpers always put together a great dance production.
Well, those little girls look like they're having a great time out there, too.
Don't they, though? What a great job by the whole production staff, Miss Tara Crosby. Always making it look so easy. Couldn't you imagine taking all those little girls right there and getting them to do all the same thing at the same time? I mean, that's just like herding cats, and she makes it look easy.
And I love their little sparkle.
Right?
They got a little bling on.
You know, hate to say it, but those look like Michael Jackson gloves. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, so I'm thinking you'd only want them on one hand like the King of Pop. But man, they're making it look so good out there in front of everybody. They're just making it look good. Congratulations, girls. Amazing dance routine.
Waving as they go.
Miss Crosby, thank you for putting that together. That was just awesome. All right, so, you know, these two teams, Coach Whiting, let me give you some information on these two teams. Like I said, St. John's is 11-4.
Okay, it's now time for
and the coaches, Rusty Oaks, Stacy Waite, Stephen Palmer, and volunteer assistant Casey Heat are doing a good job. They've got some young players as well. They're doing a good job with. Not on the floor tonight is Case Udall. He actually suffered a torn ACL. He's a senior. He's a great leader on this team. He suffered a torn ACL, got it surgically repaired, came back ahead of schedule, and he's not with us tonight. So the Redskins are missing Case Udall. Everybody else is pretty young. Graham Nelson, of course, is a senior. He's a team leader. He's out there doing a good job tonight. So if I look at the Elks roster, the Elks, they don't have a lot of seniors on their team either. They're fairly young as well. According to what we've got, Taven Bevel, the state championship quarterback, he's a senior. And then Anders, number 33, he's a foreign exchange student. He's a senior. So everybody else is an underclassman for the Elks. So they've got a young team as well. Now, St. John's record is 11-4. And with that record, Round Valley's record with 5-10 puts St. John's as number three in the 2A North. That's where St. John's is, and Round Valley is number 5 in the 2A North. So that's where they're at. The upcoming games for St. John's that they've got, of course, is Round Valley tonight, and this is anybody's game right now. Don't leave us, stay tuned, because anybody could win this game. St. John's plays Round Valley, and then Solo and Mini Farms. That's the last 3 games for St. John's. Now, for the Round Valley Elks, if you take a look at their schedule, last 3 games, of course, is St. John's tonight, and they're doing a great job with St. John's tonight. You know, like I said, they're only 5-10, but they're playing like they're 10-5.
They are playing well tonight.
Playing great.
They really are.
They play Gray Hills Academy and then the Pinon Eagles. So that's who they play to close out the season. Now, Round Valley played and beat Pinon about 2 weeks ago, they beat them by 10 points. And then Round Valley, of course, played Gray Hills Academy and did well against Gray Hills Academy as well. And so if you look at Round Valley's last 3 games, St. John's, Gray Hills, and of course then they have a good shot at winning. They beat Gray Hills in a 3-point game. That was up at Round Valley. They've got to go up to Gray Hills and play Gray Hills at Gray Hills. So Round Valley only won by 3, so that could be a tight game for them. But they're hoping to get up there and get those wins. If we go to the rankings, the actual rankings in boys basketball, 2A North, when you look at St. John's, these are the PowerPoints. And like I always say, if you can understand PowerPoint, you probably can, Coach Whiting.
I don't do well with that.
You're a geometry teacher, you're a math teacher, you get all that. So you probably understand PowerPoints. But St. John's is number 12 in PowerPoints, and Round Valley in PowerPoints is number 34. So that's where they're at right now. We're going to tell you that this is Miss Wendy Rabin right now. She is a St. John's alum. She's leading the crowd in the alma mater song, and she's doing a great job. She's got a bunch of these kids down there teaching them the song, teaching them the spirit, and they actually sound really good right now.
Miss Wendy Rabin is a choir director at the middle school, and she's got the middle school choir students leading the rest of the crowd in the alma mater.
And you know, that's what you'd expect from her. She's such a good person, such a good teacher. She cares about the school, has great school spirit. She's always involved in the community, doing her best. So again, a huge thank you to Miss Wendy Rabin for making this a part of the tradition of St. John's basketball program. And we mentioned her daughter, of course, during the broadcast with the girls' game. She actually has a daughter that plays on the varsity girls' game. Her daughter had a great game tonight.
Yes.
For St. John's.
Her senior daughter, Raven Lindsay.
And we're just going to let the second verse go out right here so you can hear how great the crowd sounds. Even the crowd, the crowd's getting into it tonight, right? So big thank you, Miss Wendy Rabin, the junior high choir. You guys sounded awesome on the floor. So that's what we're looking at with these records. St. John's in the PowerPoints, chance to make the playoffs. Round Valley is 34. If they win their next 3 games, they may have a chance to move up into the 24th spot on the AIA PowerPoints and possibly make it into the state tournament. So that's what these two teams are playing for. We've got some information on the Round Valley players and the St. John's players. We want to leave with you some cool stuff, some fun stuff. So stick with us. This is going to be a good broadcast as we close out. There's 3 minutes to go in this half before we get going into the third period. So, Coach, what are you seeing offensively that you like from the Round Valley Elks?
You know, David Bevel doesn't have a lot of points, but he is creating a lot of stuff on the court. He's moving the ball well. He's controlling it, bringing it down the court. The freshman, Troyson Merrill, he's a high point man right now, and he's being aggressive. He's got a nice little shot from the free throw line there and doing a great job at scoring. He's getting lots of rebounds and getting putbacks. He's fighting hard against Brady Overson and Nick Patterson. So offensively, you know, Round Valley's moving the ball very well and getting it to that high post player, Troyson Merrill, with the high point man, being aggressive on defense as well.
Okay. Let me tell you something about the coaches, Coach Whiting. We've got Travis Hinton, Terry Hinton, Ron Mortensen, and Ryan Marble. We had a chance to talk to them last night up in the dome at practice. Very impressed with those coaches. You know, Travis Hinton is from down in the Gila Valley area. He actually played for Thatcher. He graduated in '93. Super good player. And he did a great job bringing these boys together. He said he had a bit of a rebuilding year. He's working hard to keep that going. Terry Hinton is his assistant coach, or one of them, and that's his dad. Terry Hinton is actually Travis Hinton's dad. So happy to have him here. Mr. Terry Hinton was actually a coach for the Thatcher Eagles boys basketball team for a long time. He was involved in that program with some of the greats down there. So he brings a great amount of skill and expertise to the Round Valley coaching staff. Now, Ron Mortensen and Ryan Marble, they help out as well. You got JVs and assistant coaches there. And they're doing a great job. If you couldn't understand what the crowd just said, They're talking about a young man that is near and dear to our heart, Mr. Sherrod Bride. Say that name with some sadness, but also a smile. He's a great young man from St. John's, an amazing athlete, a good student. He was in a horrific car accident about a month ago, and the crowd is acknowledging him and trying to show spirit for him. Just we're wishing for the best. He's making a great recovery. That's going to be a long road, but that's what the crowd's doing right now, and that's what the cheerleaders are getting the crowd doing, is to acknowledge him. So our prayers are with Sherrod Bride, his family. His mom, Vicky, is just an amazing person. His dad, they own a business here in town. Just salt of the earth, amazingly great people, and so we wish the best for them. Now, the coaches for St. John's, of course, is Rusty Oaks, Stacy Waite, Stephen Palmer, and Casey Heap. I mentioned that Casey Heap's a volunteer assistant. He's actually an MD, a doctor, so he helps out with all the physical aspects, but he's also a great coach. His grandpa is the great Burl Heap, the best coach to ever coach in the history of the state of Arizona. That's why the gym's named after him. He won 8 state championships as a basketball coach. Incredible record. Was state runner-up 4 times. Just a phenomenal record. So Casey Heap is here. Kyron Lee.
Nice point.
Man, you can hear the crowd. That just looked pretty from up here. Right in our line of sight. High arch, nothing but net. Beautiful three-pointer. And he leads the team. Troyson Merrill just barely misses. Kyron Lee gets the rebound. And it looks like Round Valley is going to be back in that zone. Graham Nelson, high post, barely misses that shot, in and out. Nice rebound there by number 10, Riley Hamlin. Owen Young.
Round Valley moving the ball well.
Owen Young with a big three-pointer. Shazam down there in the left corner. Round Valley is moving the ball well. Owen Young pulled the trigger immediately. He knew right where he was going and what he wanted to do.
So Round Valley putting on a full court press. St. John's having a little trouble handling the ball, but comes back with it at the half court to Graham Nelson, and he'll shoot.
Graham Nelson with
nice
a three-point shot. Man, he made a nice fake down there, went back and hit it. Just pulled the trigger right there from the right corner. Beautiful shot by Graham Nelson.
So Round Valley's doing well getting the ball up to high post, but then kicking it back out for a shot. But St. John's ends up with the rebound. Deion Perry bringing the ball down. Decides to drive to the baseline to Brady Overson, and Brady Overson gets fouled. Brady Overson will go to the line.
A nice little jumper right there. Just didn't quite fall for him.
And that would be Troyson Merrill's second foul. Brady Overson will get 2 shots. And he misses the first one.
A little long on the first one. So he's going to have a chance for another one.
Little short on the second one.
Short off that one. Good rebound right there by number 4, Colby Eager.
Again, Round Valley moving the ball well around St. John's defense, and gets their own rebound and shoots again.
Taven Bevel with a good. Taven Bevel whips that rebound back in. Eventually, Round Valley loses it, and Brady Overson gets it.
Deion Perry bringing the ball up. Kyron Lee takes it to the hole. Nice running shot, but doesn't quite make it. Oh, I think they're going to call a foul on Kyron Lee.
Kyron Lee's
Coach Oaks doesn't like that.
Going to get called for a foul. Little reach in right there, little reach on. So he takes the foul. That's the first foul of the half for St. John's. That's on Kyron Lee, number 15.
His first foul. Round Valley brings the ball in.
So St. John's looks like they're back in a 1-2-2 as well. Both teams playing the same defense.
Looks like Round Valley's going to throw the ball away, so St. John's will get it on the sideline. And Round Valley's going to call a timeout.
So Coach Travis Hinton calls his first timeout of the half. There's 5:47 to go in the third period. Looks like that's going to be a 30-second timeout.
Tight game tonight, 38-30 here in the third quarter. Clock at 5:47. The crowd is getting into it tonight, cheering on their teams. Cheerleaders leading them. Both sides of the gym cheering for their teams. Rivalry gym tonight.
Man, just a great game tonight. Rivalry filled, gym's packed. The students are into it. I can feel the energy. It's a tight game. Round Valley doing a great job running a 1-2-2. I just got a text. We've got some watchers. Off the glass and just misses. Man, the big freshman with a nice rebound. He kicks it up to Taven Bevel. Takes it up the right side, and he gets called for charging. Man, Dion Perry, number 11, the 5'5" junior, takes the charge from the state champion quarterback, Taven Bevel. That's going to be Taven Bevel, only his second foul, so not a problem there. St. John's takes the ball out. The Matrix has the ball. He's looking up the court all the way to Brady Orson. Back to Kyron Lee.
Nice lay-in by Kyron Lee.
And underneath for the scoop and score. That is just textbook right there. Kyron Lee's hurt right now. He's got a bad ankle. He's limping on it, but he's still playing. I don't even know if the coaches recognize it yet.
Double teaming Troyson Merrill now, trying to keep him from scoring. I think Coach Oakes probably talked to the boys about that at halftime.
Right. Oh, that's a good pass.
And a nice shot.
Taven Bevel, your state champion quarterback. I can't quit saying that. You want to know why? You know how hard it is to win a state championship? I don't care if it's in badminton. No offense to badminton players. That's incredible to win a state championship. And that guy right there just willed the team to win. So congratulations to him.
Short, but gets his own rebound.
All the respect to that guy. So it's going to go out. St. John's going to get the ball back. I just got a flash up on, we're on Facebook Live. I just got a flash up from Dayton Waite saying, hey, we're all watching the game and Aspen's watching. So a huge shout out to Dayton Waite and his family. He used to play here. One of the great players for St. John's High School. An all-star, an all-state. Oh, wow. Graham gets blocked there by Taven Bevel, who then picks the ball up, gets the block, gets the steal, kicks it to Owen Young, who kicks it back to Riley Hamlin. Troyson Merrill with a floater down the lane. Did you see Troyson Merrill?
Nice body control, especially for a young freshman to hang in the air and throw that ball up right over the rim, nice and
just
smooth.
A very smooth shot. Owen Young almost gets the steal, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And it's a 6-point difference now. Round Valley closing the gap just a little. There was a 10-point difference. They've closed the gap a little. Brady Overton goes up strong, gets the points, and will draw the foul. Looks like the foul will be on number 12, Troyson Merrill, his third. Brady Overton goes to the line. He made the basket, so he gets one shot at the line. This time it goes in. And we have substitutes coming into the game. Nick Patterson checking in for Dion Perry.
So he's
big guy for a short guy.
Right.
Little mismatch there. Looks like St. John's is still playing a 1-2-2. Preston Wilson at the half-court line, putting a little pressure on the ball, perhaps. Round Valley has all their players waiting to bring the ball down. The crowds are getting into the rivalry now. They're both cheering their teams on.
Oh,
and I think Kyron Lee is going to get called for that foul.
So Kyron Lee's going to pick up another foul. I've been watching his ankle a little bit. He looks like he's got a little bit of a gingerly looking ankle, but he's still out there playing. He's hustling. He's a super tough kid, so he's not coming off unless he can't walk. That's just the type of kid
Round Valley taking the ball out, looking for a man underneath, and it might be a turnover unless Graham can control it.
Graham's going to take a nice shot down there from the left corner.
Out of bounds over the backboard. So Round Valley will bring the ball in. Preston Wilson going to go for that steal, but a little late. Round Valley's moving the ball well tonight, trying to break down that zone defense by St. John's. Nice steal by Graham. Outlet to Preston Wilson, fast break. Preston pulls it back to Brady Overson, and Brady draws the foul.
So that foul is going to be called on number 24 for the Elk. That's Brandon Strickland. Brandon Strickland's going to get called for that foul. That's going to be 3 fouls, looks like, for both teams. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 fouls for Round Valley on the team fouls.
So Brady Overson is taking a shot. He missed the basket, so he gets 2 shots at the free throw line. Missed his first one a little short.
I've got to tell you something about Brady Overson. Brady Overson leads the entire state 2A in double-doubles.
Wow.
So you got to have, of course, double digits in points and rebounds or assists or something. You got to have double digits in 2 statistical categories. Brady Overson leads the state in double-doubles. All of his are rebounds and points. He gets called for a slap right there. He slapped the arm of number 24. That's Brent Strickland, who's a sophomore for the Elks. He goes up to shoot. Brady Overson gets called for the slap on the arm. And Brandon Strickland's got a chance to put 2 points up on the board for the Elks right here. So Brady Overson leads the state in double-doubles, in rebounds and points. That's impressive. Very impressive. Brandon Strickland hits the first of his 2 shots, 43.
His first point for the night.
Yep, he's looking to add another one right here. Nice shot.
Long.
Just a little bit long.
Kyron Lee with the rebound and bringing the ball up the court, pushing it. Out to Preston Wilson. Preston tries to get it into Brady Overson, but
broken up by Taven Bevel. Away with it comes Caden. Down the floor, gets it back over to Taven Bevel. Fakes a shot, drives in, shoots, and the rebound by Brandon Strickland.
Nice put back by Brandon Strickland.
Nice job by Brandon Strickland to come in and put 4 points on the board right away for the Elks.
You know, if St. John's is going to get that ball into Brady Overson at the high post, they need to get it in there just a half a second sooner. Or right on the mark. That time is a little off. But it looks like they're trying to get that ball into the high post to Brady Overson. Not being successful the last 2 times down the court. And Round Valley shooting this time and missing. Brady Overson with the rebound. Kyron Lee back with the ball, bringing it up to half court. Brady Overson starts at the high post, setting a screen out to Preston Wilson. Moving the ball over to the left side. Graham looking. Kyron thought he was going to take a 3, but drove.
Wow, that was quick.
And, Nick Patterson. Jump ball between Nick Patterson and Brandon Strickland. It will be Round Valley's ball. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third period here tonight. Scores 43-37. St. John's put up a few more unanswered points, but not many. So now Round Valley has the ball.
So we got a 6-point game right here as Riley Hamlin dribbles out top against the matrix and gets it over to Anders, who's looking for Brandon Strickland underneath, but it's a cross-court pass, goes over the head of Taven Bevel, and St. John's is going to get the ball back.
Kyron Lee taking the ball out of bounds into Graham Nelson. Back to Kyron Lee.
So 2:20 to go here in the third period. We got a 6-point game. Both teams with 14 fouls. Looking underneath for the big man. That's the weak spot, of course, in a 1-2-2 zone is right there in the lane, and that's what they're looking for from the St. John's.
Nice hustle by Preston Wilson.
And, I don't know how you do that, how you catch the ball, jump up in the air, look around like he did, and then whip a bullet to your teammate.
He intentionally looked where he needed to throw that. He had enough hang time. He could do that. And Nick Patterson tough with the ball out to Kyron Lee. Round Valley's playing some smart defense, not being overly aggressive on a shooter that's way too far out and staying in. Nice pass, though, by Brady Overson down to Preston Wilson. And Preston will put up 2 more points on the board. And you can hear the crowd really cheering their teams on. Nice. Number 24, Brandon Strickland.
Good shot by Brandon Strickland right there. It looks like got something stopped here. So while we're stopped, I want to tell you a couple things about some of our players out there. Mr. Brandon Strickland, he's had some nice points lately. And I'll tell you what, his favorite color is blue. How about that? Favorite color is blue. And Brandon Strickland in chemistry, that's the class he likes the most. He loves chemistry. So, favorite thing that he likes to do while he's taking it out right now was Graham Nelson. We'll get back to a couple more cool facts about some of the players, but we started play again. Preston Wilson up underneath and around, barely misses. Tries to get his own rebound, and the fall is going to be, that's Brady Overson. And if we've got our numbers right, that's the 3rd foul on Brady Overson. So Taven Bevel's going to take it out. Brandon Strickland and Taven Bevel, their favorite color is blue, both of them. Wow, that was a nice give and go there. Almost went in there by Caden. Just a little short off the front of the rim. It's going to come off the glass. And it did come off the glass. You could see it long range from all the way up here. I don't know if he called it, but you got to call it and pull if it's going to count. I think he did. St. John's is 48-39. There's Brandon Strickland from the middle. Mr. Brandon Strickland takes it down. You know, you've got just a lot of nice inside play here tonight by these kids. These athletes looking good. Here comes the shot from Kyron Lee. He fakes, drives, shoots. Nothing but net from the left side. Kyron Lee. And the Redskins hit 50 points to get it started. Mr. Kyron Lee, who loves the movie Hot Rod, and he's having a great Hot Rod win tonight. The Matrix gets the ball, gets it back across the court to Anders, and the Elks get it back. No shot. Time expires in the third period. We've got a great rivalry game right now. The Round Valley Elks, 50-41. 9 points separate the two. 5 fouls for the Redskins, 4 for the Elks. It looks like, to give you a scoring update here real quick, Kyron Lee has 12 points. Brady Overson has 10. Nicholas Patterson has 6. Justice Burt 2. Graham Nelson has got 6. And Preston Wilson he's got 10. And the Matrix Preston Wilson has 11. Caden has 4 points for the Elks. Colby Eager has 2. Riley Hamlin has 3. Mr. Troyson Merrill leading all scorers, the big freshman with 15. Taven Bevel, your state championship quarterback, he's got 5. Owen Young has 5. And Brandon Strickland, who's come on strong in that third quarter, scored 7 points just in the third quarter. So if you were picking MVPs by quarter, I guess you'd go with Brandon Strickland. Man, he's coming. He's on fire. All right. To start this fourth and final period, the Elks have got Taven Bevel, number 4, Colby Eager, number 3, Caden's on the floor, Brandon Strickland, and Troyson Merrill for the Elks. St. John's has got Kyron Lee, Joseph Bushman, Nicholas Patterson, who's getting ready to score. He gets called for an offensive foul. And then, of course, you've got Graham Nelson. That rounds out your starting 5. And so that's going to be 16 fouls for St. John's to start this fifth period. That's Nicholas Patterson's first foul as Taven Bevel brings the ball back up the court. Coach, what has Round Valley got to do to win this game in this fourth period?
No, they're doing well passing the ball. I just need to say they need to do a better job at rebounding and getting their putbacks in. They're not taking bad shots, but if they don't fall, they've got to crash a little harder and get the rebounds.
Troyson Merrill, he is taking this game over. He has got a lot of points tonight. He's hitting from the inside, doing a great job, Coach.
Scrambling for the ball on the floor, and I believe it will be St. John's ball. No, Round Valley ball.
So if our numbers are right, Troyson Merrill has 17 points so far tonight. We're just starting this fourth period. Now, Troyson Merrill does have 3 fouls, which has got to concern his coach a little bit. The ball is knocked out of bounds. Round Valley is going to maintain possession.
Round Valley bringing the ball in. Trying to drive. Oh, offensive foul, I believe. Referees conferring about that. Maybe called the timeout before the other referee called the foul, it looks like maybe.
You know,
Coach Oaks doesn't like that.
Call. That's a great job by Coach Travis Hinton. He saw his player down there, right there on the baseline being trapped, and Coach Travis Hinton, a great basketball player himself, he jumps up, calls a timeout right before the foul is called. So, of course, you've got Coach Rusty Oaks saying it was flagrant, it was intentional. So he's discussing that with the refs. While he's discussing that with the refs, I want to tell you something about Troyson Merrill, the big freshman out there. His favorite movie is Iron Man, and he's been the Iron Man tonight for the Round Valley Elks, doing a great job. Now, you're going to like this, Coach Whiting. His favorite music, he says, is anything but rap. anything you want to play but rap, Troyson Merrill's all right with. That's pretty cool. Good for him. And he says his favorite teacher for the big freshman, Troyson Merrill, is Coach Marcus Bell. That's his favorite teacher there at Round Valley High School. So big props to you, Coach Marcus Bell, on being the favorite player of Troyson Merrill. Put back by Haven Bevel. Haven Bevel with it. Great putback right there. So Round Valley has gone to a man-to-man. They've come out of that zone. They're in a tight man-to-man right now on St. John's.
Now this is the first time we've seen man-to-man by Round Valley. So Coach Oakes is going to call a timeout. There is only a 5-point lead by St. John's, so Coach Oakes wants to confer with his players and make a different game plan offensively, perhaps.
You know, Coach Oakes was a great athlete here at St. John's himself. We haven't talked much about the coaches for St. John's tonight. Coach Rusty Oakes was actually a four-sport athlete in high school. Played football, basketball, baseball, and he ran track. He almost won the 200-meter in track back on his senior year, but he had some stiff competition, and so didn't quite get there. But he was a great athlete in his own right here in St. John's, and he's coaching with one of the great basketball players to play for St. John's High School, and that is Coach Stacy Waite, who started as a sophomore and had an amazing high school career here at St. John's High. And then, of course, Stephen Palmer, who we've talked about several times on the broadcast. He is actually from Thatcher. Most of his family lived here, grew up here, played basketball here, but he played basketball down in Thatcher, where Coach Travis Hinton and his dad, Terry Hinton, are from. So a lot of connections right there between Thatcher and St. John's in this basketball game tonight. As we come back out from that timeout, there's 6:18 to go. St. John's is up by 5. They're one foul away from being in the bonus. So Graham Nelson's going to take the ball for St. John's.
Brady Overson back in the game with 3 fouls. Looks like Round Valley's dropped back into that 1-2-2, 3-2 defense instead of a man-to-man.
And that's a steal right there by the freshman Troyson Merrill as he comes down, draws the foul. It's going to be on the floor. He's still going to get a shoot because we're going to have a 1-and-1 with the 7th foul for the team for St. John's. So I'm assuming they're going to recognize it, that it's 1-and-1. The refs do recognize it. And Troyson Merrill, big number 12, is going to go to the line. He's going to try to get 19 points to his total tonight. He's got 17 so far.
Nick Patterson with the rebound.
Nice rebound on the 1-and-1 there with Nicholas Patterson.
Graham Nelson with the ball, looking to penetrate, but pulls it back out to Preston Wilson.
I'd like to see Graham Nelson shoot a little more, drive and shoot. He's super athletic, good player. He's got a good shot, super smart, and he just hasn't pulled the trigger a whole lot lately.
It looks like he penetrates and gets stopped and wants to find a teammate, but hasn't been able to get that going. So he pulled back out, wants to set the offense back up. But now Round Valley is playing a man-to-man, and St. John's is a little unsure how to set up an offense. So Preston Wilson with the drive, though, draws a foul.
So you give it to the matrix. He splits the defense, gets the foul, and goes to the line. He's going to shoot 2. You know, Graham Nelson is a senior. He's a leader. He's a captain on this team.
And that's Troyson Merrill's 4th foul.
You know, the big freshman, number 12, Troyson Merrill with 4 fouls. I don't know if Coach Hinton is going to sit him or not. Kind of try to save him for a few minutes and see if Round Valley can stay close or take the lead. But right now, he's going to leave him in the game.
It doesn't appear so. He's staying in the game. Preston Wilson shooting his 2nd. Rolls it in.
The matrix puts it in. Round Valley brings the ball back down. Nice cross-court pass. Good shot. And that's a nice rebound by number 3.
Jump ball and a tackle. Getting a little hot-headed down there, both teams.
But then it looks like Nicholas Patterson is going to be called for a foul. They got tied up underneath. Looked like it's going to be a jump ball, but Nicholas Patterson gets called for a foul. So, you know, in rivalry games, sometimes things get a little bit heated, and these officials are doing a good job
It's a close game tonight, so it's a lot of emotion.
So they're doing a good job of keeping people where they should be. And it looks like we're going to get, I think, an intentional call. So Round Valley, the Elks are going to get 2 shots. And when they get 2 shots, they're going to get the ball back, which is a big deal in a tight game where you're only up by 6 points if you're the St. John's Redskins. So Taven Bevel, state champion quarterback for the Round Valley Elks, is going to take 2 shots, and then Round Valley will get it back. So both coaches are going to talk to their players, get them settled down, and get back to basketball. You know, while Taven Bevel's taking these 2 shots, Coach, I was going to tell you that Taven Bevel's favorite class is volleyball and PE. He loves volleyball too. So
sounds like they got some good things going on in PE class.
That's awesome right there, right?
You can hear the emotions and the energy from the crowd tonight on this rivalry game while the shots are being shot.
Nice shot right there. 2 points. Taven Bevel puts them in. He's going to take the ball out. Round Valley gets a chance if they hit a 3-pointer to pull within 2 of the Redskins right now. So big possession for the Round Valley Elks tonight.
St. John's still playing a 1-2-2. Moving the ball is going to get called for a foul, and they'll be shooting 2. That'll be Brady Overson's 4th foul of the night. And Troy St. Merrill will go to the line. So we have both big men on Round Valley and St. John's team, each with 4 fouls.
All right. Troy St. Merrill gets his 18th point of the night. That's number 18 for Troy St. Merrill, who leads all scorers as a freshman out here tonight. Doing a great job.
Makes both of his free throws. That brings him up to 19 points. Graham Nelson with the ball, bringing it across half court. Round Valley playing a man-to-man. Graham trying to penetrate, but pulls the ball up. Getting the ball back up top and resetting. St. John's having a little bit of a hard time getting the ball in underneath, so Graham shoots from the outside but misses. And Brady Overson hustles after the ball, but steps on the out-of-bounds line, it looks like. So Round Valley will end up with the ball. 3-point difference here with Round Valley's possession.
So we've got 4 minutes, 15 seconds. We're almost halfway through this 4th and final period. The only real foul trouble is Brady Overson for the Redskins with 4, and Troy St. Merrill, the big freshman, he's got 4 fouls. So your two big men for both teams have got 4 fouls apiece. So that could be real critical down the stretch here if one of them fouls out. Taven Bevel almost off the glass. 3-pointer comes up a little bit long. Brady Overson with another of his many rebounds. Brady Overson having a great game tonight.
So Preston Wilson with the ball, looking to penetrate or pass off. He's going to get it to Brady Overson, guarded by the other big man. Nice little under the basket layup. Gets his own rebound. That might be a 5th foul on Troy St. Merrill. Brady Overson went up, got his own rebound, put it back up.
If it's on number 12, which it is according to the official, number 12, Troy St. Merrill, the big freshman, is going to go out of the game with...
I don't know if he even realizes he has 5 fouls. He doesn't know it.
So 19 points for the big freshman, Troy St. Merrill.
Great game.
He had a monster game tonight.
Great game.
So impressed with Troy St. Merrill, the way he played. He's got a turnaround jumper. He's got floaters in the middle. He shoots over the top of the player. Just a very smooth, very nice form, and very impressed with him. So into the game comes number 23, Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson comes into the game to take the place of number 12, Troy St. Merrill. Brady Overson, who has been having a bit of a difficulty from the line these last few games, looks to make his 2nd shot, and he does. So Redskins up by 4. Owen Wilson takes it out, gets it up to number 4, Colby Eager, and back over to Brandon Strickland. Owen Wilson down in the corner on the 3-point line. He gets trapped, takes the ball down the baseline, makes a great pass to number 10, misses it. Strickland gets the shot, but Strickland misses. And so the Redskins bring the ball back down the court. Nice movement by Owen Wilson to get out of the triple team and give his teammate a chance.
Nick Patterson with the ball near the free throw line. And a good pass to Kyron Lee, and the basket's good. Kyron scoring a basket and will go to the line to shoot two.
Kyron Lee's out there tonight. He looks like his ankle's a little bit hurt, a little tweaked, and he just made shortest guy on the court, it looks like to me, had a nice high off the glass, right-handed follow-through layup
nice
off
move.
the pass. So he's got a chance to put St. John's up to 55, which he does. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout by Coach Travis Hinton with the Round Valley Elks. Coach Travis Hinton down there doing a good job keeping his team fired up. There's 2:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. The next foul St. John's has, Coach, it's going to put Round Valley in the double bonus from here on out.
Which is a big deal with the clock running the way that it is. It would be good for Round Valley to be able to score some points.
Right.
You can hear the crowd getting into it. Score some points without the clock being ticked off. So that's a big deal going into double bonus. You get 2 shots every time there's a foul committed, not just a 1-and-1.
So Round Valley down by 7, 2:55 to go in the fourth period. Their big man, who is their high point, the freshman Troyson Merrill with 19 points tonight, fouls out with about 3.5 minutes to go in this fourth and final period. So on the floor right now for Round Valley is number 14, Taven Bevel, number 23, Owen Young. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Owen Young, number 23, he was also a massive part of that state championship game. He was on the defensive line, making sacks, tackles for losses, stuffing players, and then he was also a tight end catching passes out there. He was a huge tandem of Taven Bevel and Owen Young. They were a big connection during the season to bring that state championship home for Round Valley. They're both on the floor right now as we're going to close out this game with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the fourth period.
Looks like St. John's is still playing a 1-2-2. We've got number 24, Brent Strickland, up at the high post now. And number 10, Rylan Hamlin's going to shoot, but Brady Overson ends up with the rebound. Graham Nelson bringing the ball down the floor. Going to pull up and set up to Preston Wilson. Looks like Round Valley's back in that man-to-man.
Shifted back into man-to-man, putting some pressure on the ball right now.
Preston Wilson setting back up. Graham Nelson with the ball now. 5-second call. Oh, timeout by Coach Oaks. Smart timeout.
So Coach calls timeout. Graham Nelson is clearly frustrated. He's telling his team, yelling at his team, saying, move around, motion, set screens, get open. So he's frustrated. So Coach Oaks calls a timeout down there coaching the troops. There's 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. St. John's still up by 7. No one scored in almost 50 seconds running off the clock. Almost a minute. There's been no score. So that was a 30-second timeout by Coach Oaks. And so we're going back onto the floor right now in this great rivalry game. Round Valley doing a great job playing way above their record right now tonight and giving the St. John's Redskins all they want here at Burl Heat Gymnasium.
So St. John's Redskins will take the ball out. Graham Nelson into Preston Wilson. Nice hustle.
Now, you'd like to see the Matrix just drive the lane right there.
I really would.
He's totally open. There's nobody in front of him. Drive. If they collapse on him, dish off. If they don't, just score. You know, St. John's has got to penetrate and get into the basket. The shot by Graham falls a little bit short, and Caden gets the rebound, pushing it up the floor is number 4, Colby Eager.
Looks like St. John's is still in a 1-2-2.
It's going to be a jump ball right here.
Or a 3-second call.
And what's going to happen is it's going to be the possession arrow to the Elks. And that's going to result in 1:36 to go. St. John's up by 7. On the floor for St. John's, of course, number 15. You got Kyron Lee, Preston Wilson, Graham Nelson. Of course, Nicholas Patterson's out there, and Brady Overson. Coach Oaks opting to go with some of his big guys. He's got 3 of his biggest players out there right now for the Redskins. Oh, nice pass underneath to Kyron Lee, who just beats his man and scores. Wow, great pass. Great job by Kyron Lee. to get underneath there. Preston Wilson goes for another steal. Man, that's a great drive by Taven Bevel. Taven Bevel with a great drive. The ball doesn't drop, and the Redskins come back with the ball. Number 10, Riley Hamlin fouls Preston Wilson. So the Matrix is going to go to the line and shoot 1-1. With 57 seconds to go here in the fourth period, the Redskins leading by 9. They've had all they can handle and all they want from the Round Valley Elks tonight. So the Matrix takes the first shot. Of course he makes it. It's right over the front. You know, something about Preston Wilson is his favorite movie is Peter Pan. He says, that's the animated version of my life, Peter Pan. Man, what a great movie. Misses that second shot. Way to be down there by number 3, Caden. He puts up a nice shot. Long. Owen Young with a nice rebound. Gets a shot, a little bit over the top. And Taven Bevel with a really long shot. And Graham Nielsen ends up with it. Gets it over to the Matrix. Stolen by number 10. Almost falls. Graham Nielsen gets the ball away. Dion Perry up to Nicholas Patterson. Kicks it into Brady Overson. And we're going to have a foul called on number 4. And that's Colby Eager. So with the Redskins leading by 10 points, there's 25.8 seconds to go. Both teams have been called for 9 fouls. Brady Overson is going to get a chance to add 2 more points to his total tonight as he comes in from the line. Nothing but net. That's only the second foul on number 4, Colby Eager. It's not going to matter because there's only 25 seconds to go. Smart foul underneath by Colby Eager. Brady takes a second shot, short off the front of the rim. Nice job there by Colby Eager to get the rebound. That's a great pass over to Riley Hamlin, who shoots from the corner, misses it. And Brady Overson gets the ball, and it goes out of bounds. So Taven Bevel is going to take it out. He may be looking for his state champion tight end and defensive end, Owen Young, number 23, but it goes into number 4, kicks it over. Owen Young takes a long three-pointer, nothing but net. Owen Young from NBA range downtown puts it through the net all the way. So that puts Round Valley into the 50s, 59, 51. Round Valley down by 8. There's 5.9 seconds to go. Makes you wonder if Owen Young shouldn't be shooting out there more. That was a beautiful, sweet shot by Owen Young as the ball just fell through nothing but net. And while we're talking about Owen Young, his favorite color is blue, and his favorite movie is Hot Rod. Got a lot of favorite blue colors on the Round Valley team, and I like the music choice by Owen Young. His favorite music choice band, Coldplay. Man, great choice by there. Tie up underneath is Graham Nielsen. Misses that free throw. Get a jump ball. 4.8 seconds to go. Round Valley's just going to throw it in and try to get it all the way up there for another three-pointer, which is shot right there by number 10. There's a foul on the shot, but it's not going to matter because time expires and the St. John's Redskins are going to win tonight 59-51. They win by 8. Round Valley Elks playing well above their record. Take St. John's all the way down to the final buzzer, giving them more than they want. Coach Travis Hinton and his father, Terry Hinton, doing a great job tonight for the Elks. Rusty Oak, Stephen Palmer, and Stacy Wade, along with volunteer assistant Casey Heap.
And then I'm going to try to interview Troyson Merrill from Round Valley, and then Preston Wilson, and Kyron Lee from St. John's. As soon as these boys get done shaking hands,
so
I'm going to try to catch Troyson Merrill. Let's go over here and see if we can catch him really quickly.
That is Coach Joy Whiting down there trying to do the interviews. She's got, good for you to get.
Hi, Troyson.
Troyson Merrill.
First off, we want to know how tall you are because we didn't get your height.
I am 6'4".
6'4", and you're a freshman.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you feel about the game tonight, Troyson? Did you know how many points you made?
No, ma'am, I do not.
You made 19 points, Troyson. So how do you feel about the game tonight?
I feel like we played hard to the best of our abilities. That we played good as a team today. We just didn't follow through with that win.
Right. So is this your first year on varsity? What kind of things do you look to accomplish next year? You're a young freshman. You played well tonight. What kind of things do you want to accomplish in the future, Troyson?
I just want to take state in basketball and football. That'd be awesome to have 2 rings in 2 different sports, and have a winning season in the following seasons to come.
Okay, well, congratulations for your high point score tonight. You played a great game.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay. All right. So I've got Kyron Lee and Preston Wilson over here. I want to interview, boys. You both tied for high point man tonight. I think 12 and 14 points. 12, 14 points. So how do you feel about the game tonight?
It was rough. We got it done.
All right, good. What do you think, Preston?
I think we took our energy from the crowd. I think they really helped us out tonight.
Good. So I know this was a big rivalry game. When you came in and started this game, what kind of things were you thinking before you started the game and then saw how close it was?
They were talking crap. We needed to beat them.
Well, they were coming into our house, so we had to get it done.
So great game, great game. So who do you guys play next on Thursday? Sholo. So what kind of things are you looking to accomplish against Sholo on Thursday night?
We need to stop Colton McGinnis, and we need to stop their point guard, Keegan Clark.
Okay. What do you think, Preston? What do you want to accomplish on Thursday night's game?
Well, I think we just got to keep working as a team and not get down on each other. That kind of hurt us tonight when we started getting in our heads, but.
Well, you pulled out a great win, boys, on your home court, so congratulations tonight. So good job. Okay. All right, so this is the Teen Legacy signing off down here on the court and turning it back up to you.
All right, thank you, Coach Whiting. Great interview with those boys. Just wonderful young man. Great to hear a freshman like Troyson Merrill talk. Was just a wonderful, respectful man. Great player. And congratulations again to the Round Valley Elks on an amazing state championship. You heard right there from Kyron Lee and Preston Wilson, 2 great young men wanting to get it done, protecting their home court. They played their hearts out tonight. They came away with the victory. Great rivalry game. Couldn't expect it anything more than that. Just huge energy from the crowd. I got to say thank you again, Judge Mike Latham, for putting this all together with the loft, Paul Hancock for running the loft, Victor Chavez, he is our man who's there every day making it happen, keeping the doors open, keeping the lights on, helping the kids, and then BJ Engler comes in, and he is the night shift, man. He closes it down with those kids. They have so many good classes in there. It's a huge, huge asset to the community. Looking forward to when the lodge is open up in Round Valley. It's going to be the same thing for all of our amazing, wonderful kids up there. Finally, a shout out to the cameraman, Joe Hogan. Joe Holden, where is Joe Ho? Joe Holden, Mr. Caden Castleberry, Antonio Kinlichi is up here with me. He did a great job tonight running the camera. Glad to have him back. And Mr. Ethan Owens, he's our sports photographer. The officials, Jonah Beach, Randall Allen, TJ Ortega. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing that. From all of us tonight, it's January 4th. The final score, St. John's 59, Round Valley Elks 51. Huge shout out to all the teams. A big thank you to my wife. Fun to do this with her, Miss Joy Whiting. Coach Whiting, thank you so much. My name is Bri Whiting, signing off on behalf of Legacy Team Productions. Another great broadcast. God bless you.